All right, so I'm at the Morris, Illinois Ritchie Bros auction. My dad's been talking about buying a mini excavator for years, so I might just put a bid on one. I'm here looking at a T870 because you guys know I want one of those. And they've got two Yanmar 55s here. One's with the breaker there. And I'm guessing the other one's either that one or that one. They have a lot of hours on them, look pretty rough. So I'm just trying to think which one's going to go for the least amount of money. And honestly, this one might right here. Just looks rough. S12-13. It's like the perfect machine size for us. Missing some glass, that's a good thing. The worse it is, the better. Locked. Let's hop in the cab and see. Ugh. Boy, this one will start. How do you start it? Oh, down here. Welcome. Glow plugs. Fire me up. But you don't want to. Gotta put my seatbelt on. Got burned by that already once today. That's... Man, it'd be easy to start the shit if I knew what I was doing. Welcome. I gotta see how many hours. Oh, 36:68. Honestly, this one might be a good one, so I gotta make sure I take the lot number. Well, I mean, it looks like an okay machine. The pins look decently tight. Tight enough, it'd be nice to start it up and lift it off the ground. Oh wow, it's got a 4-way blade. That's kind of cool. It's got a power quick attach. That's nice. There's some pressure on it. That's why I can't do anything. I'm just looking. I mean, it's missing some teeth, Definitely isn't the prettiest machine, which is maybe why I'm wondering. Our budget is a hobby budget, not a construction budget. Under here, the tracks look great. Looks like there's a little bit of wear. The sprockets look good. I mean, there's no way to tell how the idlers are. And I wish you could check that. That's kind of annoying. All right, let's go look at the next one. So I believe probably these two right here are the ones with high hours. Man, I wonder if someone just trimmed those tracks for trailering or something. It's got the same 4-way blade. I think there's one pipeline company here that's auctioning a bunch of stuff off. So that's why there's a bunch of similar machines. Look at the tracks on that one too. Yep. Oh. Sounds okay. So these things are both, I think they're between 2016 and 2019. So I kind of have a feeling they're going to go for a few bucks. But I got to keep my eyes open. You never know when one might fall through the cracks or something. Actually, you do. It's never. But engine sounds fine. I can't really tell if there's blow by. Looks like it does have emissions on it. I just want to see what kind of slop it has. Man, it's pretty dang tight, this stupid thing. Huh. Look at that, a Kubota. It says Kubota engine. Read the fine print. Man, that's amazing. It's just funny to me how they make these with no end in sight, and then they just dump them all to auction. And then they go, you look, it might be $2,000 to $5,000 for these things. Whew, amazing. Well, the bushings are tight, but they don't even put, greasable pins in them. Now this one over here, this is a decent size. Still a V-twin. Wow, that blows my mind. All right, this we gotta see. So we got a brand new AGT excavator. I can see in there already she's got a Vanguard V-twin or some knockoff of it. It's a decent unit. It's got a thumb, but it's got AC. But look at the AC. It literally just looks like a tools box. It literally just looks like a home mini split system, 12 volt. And it's got your compressor and everything out here. Wow. This one probably wasn't bad. 3,600 hours with the cab, no thumb for 21.5. And then I was watching these other Yanmars just get bid up. So 4,000 hours, 23.5. They just kept going. Yanmar 55, 26,000 with 3,500 hours. 6,300 hours for $24,000. 6,200 hours on the Yanmar for $27,000. So it's like if you didn't get the first one, people just kept bidding them up. And maybe they were good deals, but we kind of set a hard line for ourselves of like $19,000. And these went for over $19,000.
Well, who knows? We'll see. Well, they sure are stingy on the bucket they gave, but it doesn't look too bad. We'll see. We'll see. Well, other than the key switch being froze up, messing with that for 10 minutes, and then the switch in here, that not working, we had to tape that up. And then this is froze, one of these cables here. It won't go back. I had to spin it around on the trailer. And the old swing bearing's leaking. Happy days. Other than that, it went perfect.
All right, so this is the unit we ended up with. It's a 2015. It's got, I think, about 4,500 hours on it. So 10% Ritchie Brothers. And then to get it from Florida to Michigan, honestly, it was only like $1,800. It was a pretty good price, so we're fine. It is a little rougher than I thought. I'll give you guys a walk around, but it's just minor things it needs. It noted in the auction listing that the bucket had excessive play, so obviously we got to fix that. Hopefully it's not through the bushings. Hopefully it's just right there. They welded, it's supposed to be the exchange quick coupler, but they just welded a bucket on it. That needs a hydraulic hose right there. This pin looks okay. Looks a little slopped out. It is pinned for a thumb, but it doesn't have a thumb on it. So definitely look to add one of those ASAP. It's plumbed for a thumb or an aux. Obviously, light's bad. This cylinder's in rough shape. Looks like it needs to be chromed and repacked. Down here, everything looks okay. The master right there looks okay. We're gonna fix this today. My dad had a hell of a time getting off the trailer. He'll tell you that story. Needs a seat. Cosmetically, it's not that bad. Someone tried to chain it to the blade. The tracks and the undercarriage look okay, to be honest with you. But I don't really have any qualms besides that. There's just one big thing we need to do to it before we can even use it. That swivel union right there is just leaking like a sieve. It is just pouring out of there. So I think today we're gonna try and yank that out. All right, so we're not 100% certain, but we honestly think all that's going on here is we're missing this bolt. You can't run it right now because you have to like hold the armrest down. Oh. Wow, look at that. Man, Dad is gonna be so pumped. Awesome. So that still needs some work. I'll have to dive into that. Boy, why? So you guys know, he's been super helpful and supportive of all this. For as much stuff as I buy and then we don't fix, he never really gives me a hard time. But this one, as you guys saw when it got delivered, he had a bit of a hard time unloading it. And he sent me that video. I could tell that was the first time in a couple years doing the stuff that he was a little bit fired up at me. So I'm glad that worked out okay. All right. So we've just like started it up a couple times and it's like super low on fluid. It's leaking that bad. So let's get some fluid. And I think we might wash it and try and pull that swivel joint out. That should be fun. Ugh. We need a new gas spring, of course. And this thing looks okay. That's all wanky, missing a pin. Oh, battery's not held down. Mouse nest up in there. Got our special Bobcat fuel filter. All right, as you guys can see, we are fully empty of fluid.
Yeah, I know. I wonder if we got to drain it right away.
That's what it said in the book.
Oh, it does? Where do you drain it from?
There's a procedure in there. I don't know.
I've been doing this my whole life. I know how to pour
Making
oil.
messes?
Know how to pour oil. Watch this now. Watch closely.
Not bad. You know, compared to a hydraulic pump, oil's cheap, so I guess put a half a bucket in it. We'll drain it out. All right, well, I guess I should get the railroad ties over here. Hold on, you gotta tell everyone what happened when it showed up on the trailer.
Well, I put you in charge of buying me a Bobcat. This is my Bobcat. So you said, hey, Dad, I got one coming from Florida. Be there in the morning. Great.
And he said, did you go look at it? I said, no, sight unseen.
He said, it's a good one, though. Okay. So the driver shows up 9 in the morning. He drove 10 hours through a rainstorm from Florida.
Snowstorm.
Rainstorm.
Wow, it was snowing. Yeah.
He gets here, it's 15, 20 degrees out the next morning. Blowing. Oh, all we gotta do is drive it off. We just drove it right on? Yeah, we drove it right on. Gets in the seat, tries the key. That's all frozen up from the rain and everything. Comes with the rainstorm. That took us 20 minutes getting that unthawed. All right, oh great, starts up, no problem. We try to get it to work, the functions, and that arm's all jerry-rigged up. And pretty soon we went inside, we were freezing, looked at the manual. Oh, that particular light's gotta be green or whatever for it to work, the function to work. So I had to have the lever, that was broke. I had to have the lever not down, but up a little bit, and then the other arm just in the right position. So we taped it and wired it in a certain position so the function will work. Okay, now I go to drive it off with the levers like this. This one will go back and forth, this one will go back, but this one won't go forward. It's frozen solid, the cable, on the trailer. So the only thing I could do is go back towards the cab some more. So we go inside, warm up, and said to the guy, I think maybe we can spin it around on that trailer right there. Then I can use the levers going back. We'll be going forward right off the trailer. so I get on there and we get it going, and he's going like this. Like this. We got it turned around on the trailer very carefully, and I drove it off. So after like 2 hours, no problem. Everything's fine.
And that's when I got a nasty video that says, you're lucky all I do these days is just shake my head and laugh.
Yeah.
I think that was quote.
And then we get back in the garage and the guy tells me, you know, the driver, you know, I don't handle stress very well, he says. He says, I was a little nervous. Better than that, it's perfect.
Oh yeah, you forgot to say, and then you got off the trailer and you looked, and it was just a giant puddle of fluid on the ground.
I did forget that.
Yeah, you know, the viewers are gonna pile on me in the comments. You might as well too.
Timers, I don't recommend buying anything from an auction. Because chances are, I know there's somebody who's gonna win, and it's gonna be the guy at the auction.
Yeah.
However,
the guy.
That's a good way to learn, though. I look at how people spend thousands of dollars on some educations, and they don't get much out of it. You can lose thousands of dollars here, and you'll learn real quick. So it's a good way to learn.
You know, none of the bogeys fell out.
That's good.
So that's good. All right, let me go around to the other side. Try that. I'm pretty happy with that. I would leave that down.
Well, that's leaking.
I mean, it's leaking. It's leaking pretty good. I hope that doesn't mean they replaced the hour meter at 3304.
Oh.
And it's got 7,000 hours on it.
Yeah. Once again.
Boy, you think we should put that blade down first?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
It's like syrup today anyways. Well.
Boy, I sure like the way they got that so you can drain the oil, though.
Yeah, it's nice. She's leaking pretty bad. Oh, wrong way. All right, I would kind of like to plug these if we could. Let me see what the connection is here. And then somehow we gotta mark them too.
That's dirty, huh? Oh, that's
Boy, it's like a straight thread the plug would be. All right, give me something. I would guess it's a 1/2-inch thread. Well, 1/2-inch hose, maybe like a 3/4 thread, 7/8 thread. Too big. That is the right thread. How many do you have?
lots.
I need 4 right here. Right now.
You're doing the easy part first.
What's the easy part?
The bottom.
Under here getting dripped on with hydraulic fluid.
That'll be-
It's not a liquid tight seal, but it should.
What?
It's not a liquid tight seal, but it should keep the dirt from getting on the threads.
How much you think this job is at the dealer?
I don't know. We should call him and ask him. All right. I just have down here, I just have the 2 blade ones, but I might drop it down a little bit and do those. So I think we can go to the top now.
What's your guess? I'm guessing $200 an hour shop.
I'd say 250 almost.
$250 an hour shop time.
I bet 8 hours.
6 to 8 hours. $2,000 for labor. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, and I bet they'd mark up the parts for.
Well, it can't be more than $200, $300 worth of parts. Those are kind of marked now. If you can get a good picture. How much do you think a seat will cost me?
I don't know. Depends where you get it from.
I know, I really like that little Bobcat on back there. That's pretty cool, you know. I bet you just the seat, a Bobcat seat with that Bobcat insignia, there's no $380.
I was gonna say, I bet it's 3s.
Huh?
I thought I had already looked maybe, and it might have been in the 300s.
You know that, I have to admit that dang Jeff Bezos came through on these caps, the whole set. Isn't a set like $50 each or something? You get like 72 pieces. Man, these things are handy.
They're pretty cheap. You just feel dirty every time you use them, though?
No, come on, man. Well, whatever. I'll withhold my comment. Man, how you get those two on the backside? See, that's where I think we're going to be stymied real quick.
All right, Dad had to go to Harbor Freight because we need those special, like, open end wrenches where you put the ratchet in it to get that one, and that one off. Other than that, not too bad. I think he's starting to warm up to it. What else can I work on while I'm waiting for him? I made a list of stuff I got to price out. I'll price out a seat. That one is chooched. I'll price out plastic for that. It's probably ridiculously expensive, but it would be nice to get that fixed. I'll get a gas shock for that guy. All right, I think I can take the 4 bolts loose. Boy, hopefully I got enough extension. All right, I'm done under here. These blade lines are intuitive. They just stay to their own side. So I'll plug these up and we'll wait for Dad to get back. Wow.
Look at that. Well, they're not snap-on, but you know, when you need something like once every 5 years in your special tool. And they're all over and they're open on Sundays, which is crazy.
Yeah, it's the only time we get any work done.
Might need to be taller yet. Man, is that ratchet too long? What happened?
I got it. 1 down, 3 more to go.
Then what? You think it'll drop? Whoa! Think it'll drop right out?
Drop right out could be a touch optimistic.
It kind of should.
What?
It kind of should. I don't really think it'll get hung up in there. You think it will?
No, it won't. It's pretty wide open. You know how it usually goes, though. Boy, how heavy you think it is?
I don't know.
Oh.
You got it? Oh, you got it. It came down. I don't know if you'll get it back up. Huh. Let's get some plugs in there and get that washed up. You want to tear it apart? Or what else are we going to do?
That was great. I think I've had enough for today.
All right. More?
I tried to get him to rebuild it, and he said this is the perfect job for me.
It's the perfect job for you.
Yeah. You're just trying to pay me back. He's been working on a 977 transmission for about a year.
It's been longer than that.
Well, all things considered, I mean, it took us 4 hours, I think, to get it out.
Yeah,
but
probably.
You had to go get tools. And if we started with a nice power wash, it would have been great. It's out. That's not too bad. Definitely leaking, I'll tell you that. Wow.
We need another one for here. I mean, what does it matter, really? But we should put them on, huh?
A bunch over here.
Holy cow. I better
What do you
get
think I've been doing
back.
for 4 hours?
I better get these back.
All right, well, it's a really involved process. Remove the snap ring, remove the nylon ring, tap it, continue to tap it. Easy job. Should be able to do this one before bed. Should we take this off? Why not? No fluid behind there. What does it need to do? It needs to grow. It needs to grow. Oh, what is this? Some sort of backup ring. And then just tap, tap, tap it out. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Huh. Well, it's kind of funny. That's why they go bad, apparently. Because that's exactly where it was leaking. Looks like it just, if you don't clean it, stuff, sand and stuff gets in there and probably tears up your O-rings. So that makes sense, actually. That makes me feel better. There. All right. If we look quickly, a backup ring and then like a special O-ring and another backup ring there. And these are all just like, that's kind of funny. Must be different functions. These are all just like isolator rings, you know, because it's probably not super critical. And then down here is probably the same seal as up top with another backup ring. I guess I have good views of this, so we can probably go ahead and take this right apart. Oh, honestly, not bad. They don't. They break. There's a backup ring behind that too. Huh. Okay. So this part looks fine. No. I guess down here is probably what actually stops the weight. But like I said, I mean, as long as it's kind of kept clean under there, it would be okay. It's when it'd get packed with stuff is when you'd have issues, I'm sure. Okay, on this, don't know if it's been rebuilt before. Don't know if it's something we did. But look at that top surface right there. I have no idea why that's so gummed up. Then there's a scratch there. There's a good scratch right there. And another one. I'm thinking we can hone it with the engine hone, but I don't know yet. I don't know if I'd want to have a professional do that like a machine shop. So let me see. Let me research that a little bit. And then let's, looks like we need just a full complement of O-rings. And then I got to get a bunch of these O-rings too for these fittings. And we need some other parts. So why don't we go order some parts and then I'll noodle on this body. Maybe we'll price out a body too and just see how much a new one of those is. If it was $100 or something, maybe we'll just get a new body here instead of honing it out. We'll see. So if you want to look up Bobcat parts, you come to partscatalog.bobcat.com. It's pretty nice. It's all online. It's free. So I will commend them on that. So you type in your serial number, and then you come down and it has parts diagrams for everything you need. So first, I want to look at that body. Let's see. It's this one right here. So 8 and 9. All right, cool. Spool swivel no longer available was that barrel order reference 1. Swivel hydraulic assembly no longer available. Okay, I guess we gotta keep with what we got. All right, so if I look at the control console, this is where our left-hand joystick goes. The plastic just surrounds it. I believe the joystick mounts to here. So if our joystick's a little wonky, I don't think we need to replace the plastic. So let's look at that a little more. And then I have generated our pick list. All right, so this is where it gets super depressing. So the seals are no problem. So $10, 56. And you need 8 of these, and they're 20 bucks a piece, but whatever. I mean, you might be able to find cheaper. These are fine. So $264 in seals to rebuild the swivel joint. I think that's okay. Oh, you guys know my dad has wanted a seat. I would get him one. TC $941 for a seat kit. Okay, let's not get him a seat. Let's just replace the cushion. Okay, well, a back cushion's $116. A bottom cushion is $215. I don't get that. I feel like they're just gouging you because the bottom goes bad more than the back. And then our frame is rusted out, so you'd have essentially $700 into just buying the parts. You need a gas spring for the hood. That's fine, 80 bucks, but it's out of stock, just like all the seat stuff is. And then, like I said, I came on here, I wanted to see, maybe we could just get a swivel housing instead of having to hone ours out. I found one hydraulic swivel that's for an E50. This is incompatible for ours, but I'm pretty confident it would work. $27.50 for a new lower hydraulic swivel joint. So I'm gonna order the seals for our swivel joint, and that's it. And we're gonna hone it out and see if it works. If I can't buy housings, it doesn't really matter. So I'm gonna try it, and if it leaks a little bit because of improper hone job or assembly or something, then we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But in my mind, I gotta try it once. I can't just drop $2,700 on this thing. So all right, so on the bottom, I think this is the bottom. It's pretty chooched. I mean, I would think some of those are deep. Some of those might be 2, 3, 6 thou deep. And then on the top, you know, it feels like there's a relief right here. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be like that. And then there's that big chewed up groove. I'm very surprised how torn up this thing can get and is. It's kind of a bummer. All right, so I have an ID mic here. So I just want to see like how much material we would have to take out. If we took out 5 thou or something, I think I'd be okay. All right, that's pretty snug right there. So that is, I'm reading 250 right on the dot. So that must be, so it's gotta be 3 1/4 then. This is what it looks like. These things are hard. Yeah, I'm good with that. Let's say 3 1/4 inches. Up here, it feels pretty good too. So let's hone it and just see, you know, I'll hone it for a while. We'll take out a little bit of material. We'll measure it. We'll see. Like I said, man, you know, if I went 5 thou, I think I'd be okay. But if we had to go 10 thou, then I'd maybe start to be worried. All right, so I'm going to go, I just want to knock the burrs out with a cheap hone here. And then we'll try something a little better. All right, so now I know I'm not going to tear up my stones on my good one. Still some deep scratches, and I guarantee you we took nothing off. Let me go to a 1/2 thou. 1/2 thou won't fit. Not quite. I mean, those are still deep there. I'm bummed about that. But this top side's actually starting to look a little better. So they make decent hones. Shouldn't be this hard. Okay. All right, this looks intense, to be honest with you. Stone and wiper set. All right, so it's pretty simple, honestly. You just pull this back. Whoops, not like that much, jeez. And see how that pushes those out. And this is your fine adjustment, I think. And then you just tighten it up to get your desired honing pressure. Also, it says go clockwise. Hey, what do you got? Steering wheel? It's looking good. It's just gonna be kind of a month of Sundays thing. Let's see if I even went a half a thou yet. Not even. And like I said, I'm guessing we might have to go 5. So I'll keep hammering away and let you guys know when I get it roughed out. All right. We interrupt you with this special programming. All right. Think it's gonna start? And I might choke it. Pretty cool, huh? To be honest with you, that's quite miserable. Maybe next time I will try and have a machine shop do that. But good news is we're making some progress. Oh, the vertical scratches from top to bottom I honed out. I mean, there's still a large defect there. But I just don't. The top side looks better, but the same thing. There's just a big defect there. I don't know if I'm ever really gonna get rid of that. That's gotta be, I mean, I'm thinking that's several thousands deep. Boy, I barely took 1,000th out. That's 1.5 thou, and that goes through. Yeah, boy, maybe I did take 2 thou out. Huh. Yeah, probably somewhere between 1.5 and 2 thou I took out. It's hot though too, so it's probably a little bigger. I don't know, I might let it cool down and just hone on it for another half hour. I mean, the more I get out, the better, but this is not fun work, I'll tell you that. All right, so I honed a little more. It's looking real good. I flipped it around to try and get both the ends the same. I still have maybe taken 2 thou off, but then I was thinking about this while I was honing. So the design kind of makes sense. So the very end rings, these end rings, it's called a wiper seal or like a dust seal. So that doesn't actually seal any pressure. So that goes here, and then you have a gap with a weep hole, I think, and then you have, this is your first pressure ring. So the pressure is here, 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 here. So you have 7 pressures. So each pressure on, both sides has these smaller actual pressure rings. So where my wiper seal goes is what's compromised. But that won't really matter for holding pressure or leaking. I mean, it could let dirt and stuff get in there. We'll have to make sure we keep it clean. So I'm okay with that, but this is the top. And I have a feeling that that's why it was leaking out the top, was something got past the wiper ring and into that first pressure ring and tore that up. So if you look, that's not that far in. We can measure that. So I'm wondering if I'm okay, or I'm wondering, just to do a good job, if I should. I think I can get that mark out. I don't think the very top and the bottom I can save. I think I can get that mark out. So I think I'm gonna hone until I get that mark out. And then we'll clean everything up nice and put her back together. But I'm pretty happy with how it's going. I'm confident that it's gonna be a good swivel unit. That'll be happy. I'm really happy with that. I got it out most of the way around. It's just a tiny bit right there. But I want to go inside and hang out with my wife for a little bit. I mean, that's like, I can't even get my fingernail on that, to be honest with you, And then this side, actually a lot more came out on this side than I thought. So I'm pretty happy. Like I said, this bottom one's just a case drain. All the high pressure, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's, I guess they designed that in some smart way. So everything's inside, so we shouldn't miss all of that with our scratches. All right, I'll get everything cleaned up and then we can put it together, I guess. I gotta get some hot oil. We gotta get all the O-rings hot before we can put it together. Also, this is a really nice hone. So we crank this little knob out to get like micron adjustment, I think. They give you a dial on there, it's 1 micron. Comes with 2 set of stones. I think it was maybe $200 from a master car. Made in the USA. Lyle, maybe? I don't think I would have gotten that done with just the regular spring hone, and I would not have gotten a parallel finish because, like, if I make these, it's the same at both ends. Where with one of those, you're gonna get an egg shape, number one, and it's gonna be different on both ends. So I'm happy with that. That'll be a good tool. That doing I would never do engine stuff with it, I don't think, but doing hydraulic stuff, I could see getting some use out of that. Cool. All right, so I got all my parts laid out. Again, there's washers, top and bottom seals, pressure seals, and then 1 backup ring. You can find all these on parts.bobcat.com for your part numbers. I did see some third-party aftermarket kits out there. You could probably do that too, but the parts weren't too bad. It was maybe $200 in seals, $250 in seals. So I just decided to roll with it. So I should have this all cleaned up. I got some clean hydraulic fluid. We're just gonna put it together. In the manual, the one thing it says is you need to heat up these seals, but we'll get to that. All right, that looks good. We'll save the top one until we get the bottom stuff on because we just don't want it going over there. So I need some hot oil, and I was gonna take one of Lisa's pans, but I figured I don't like that. I would hack something up myself. So it says heat the crown seals and seals in hydraulic oil for 3 minutes at 130 Fahrenheit, 54 C. So my little ultrasonic cleaner is also a heater. So I got it set at 45 C. So I'm gonna put the lid on and let those guys heat up, and hopefully that works. Then we'll try and throw them back on. It's been a minute. That says 56 and 56. That's Celsius. I mean, it's definitely warm. That worked out okay, actually. I was watching a couple videos, and there's like a seal stretcher you can get. And then, so you actually stretch these and then you bring it back. That might be, it's only in the manual, it doesn't say anything about that. It says just stretch it. Or it says just install it, heat it up, and then install it. Well, I don't really want to break anything. I'm not opposed to buying the proper tool. Wow, I am thoroughly amazed. So I watched the How I Did It guy. You guys recommended him to me. And he definitely is a professional. And he had something like this, might have been the same one, because like I said, I can only find one. So what we do is we stretch them out, we put them over, and then that is like a seal clasper, and that should kind of help us size them back, but then we'll have to use that as we slide it in. I don't know. I don't feel good about what I did, but I just don't, I think it would have been a fight to do it kind of without this tool. I don't want it to leak. I value my time, I don't want to do it twice, so it's probably still gonna leak, but let's try it. All right, I got it adjusted and I got the first one on. There's a stop in here you can set. I have a feeling now it'll be pretty okay, because they should all be about the same. Yeah. Might be a touch loose, actually. But I guess you don't want to fight with it and cut them up on the way down. Now, when you get them into place, we should be able to use this to kind of bring them back, although Ah. Well, this is gonna be painful. It looks like if you don't oversize them too much, it helps you. So I'm gonna try my best to do this right, and I will be back. That's not good. All right, we're working like a warm oiled machine now. And beyond that, one of these has a backup ring. So in this picture, the backup ring is going to go on the bottom. And it goes in the wider one, obviously. I believe that's right. I will say, so this is like $200 in tools. I know I'm going to be doing more of these. That's why I bought it. You could probably do it without it, but it'd be a wrestling match and you might break or hurt something. I mean, that's not bad, you know? And then if the alternative is like paying someone to do it or something, it's even less bad. So proceed at your own risk without it is what I would say. Yeah, that feels fine. There's a lot of seal in there. I would expect it to be pretty snuggly wuggly. Alright, so a hydraulic shop would probably do a leak test on it. We're not a hydraulic shop, so I think install it is what we would do. Unfortunately, I lost one plug. I don't know where the heck it is, so we got to figure that out. But let's go up, see what Dad thinks of this. He's probably gonna be fired up. Finally getting some. It might be 75 today. It's gorgeous out. So she's been around barking. But look at this hole. He's 10 now, but that's pretty hilarious. Yeah, you heard us talking about him. Hi, Cooper. It's nice outside, huh? Where is he? There he is. See him barking at the power washer? He's got to be 12. But it's not senility. He's been doing this since he was a puppy. He's funny. All right. So we're back. I got the swivel joint. It's been a minute, but the first thing I want to try and knock, we should have power washed it beforehand, but it's just been cold. The water's not on yet, so I want to try and knock as much dirt out of here as I can, just because I do think that's what killed it. So I don't want to put the new one in and then power wash it and get dirt in there and stuff. So give me a few minutes. Let me do some cleaning, and then the fun will begin. All right. You know, I've been cleaning on it for about 2 hours, I think. It's miserable, but it's a little chilly and windy today, and after being in the office in front of a computer screen all week, I'm not having a bad time, to be honest with you. But the good news is, the dirt that we got with the machine was free. So that's cool. I got it. Pretty clean down here. I mean, it really needs a power wash, but at least now when we power wash it, it won't be like a river of stuff coming out. So let's get that swivel hoisted up there. That ought to be fun. So this, you got to make sure you have this the right way. You know, it can go this way or 180 degrees from this way. Otherwise, everything will be off. So if you ask me, do you think you have it the right way? My answer would be, I think. Oh, jeez. This might be impossible. How did I get it out? Alright. So now, I think I gotta get the top part in, which could be impossible. That ought to be fun. I gotta line up that with the hole that stops it from spinning. What I was gonna say is, I don't know if this would stray me away from buying a Bobcat, but I wouldn't wish this on anyone. So, that's my final answer. My final answer, so don't ask me again when I'm trying to put those lines in. Don't. All right, I'm gonna throw this thing in. It's gonna be pretty boring, so I'll see you guys on the other side. I think I'm done under here. Hopefully I hooked everything up right. Honestly, not too bad. The worst part is the sand. Just trying to keep everything cleaned. Now the fun part. Ugh. All right, I'll be back. Did you see Luke?
I did not.
I think he's over there now. I dropped him off this morning. He was a little.
Huh?
I dropped him off this morning. He was a little. And then he's like, let's go outside. And they're like, all right, let's eat first. And he's like, all right.
Justin home?
Yeah, Justin was there. I woke him up at, well, no, he was up at 5:45. All right. I think I made out okay. Honestly, going in wasn't that bad. I don't know what I said. All right, I think we're ready to put some oil in and try it. The sand was the worst part of putting it back in, and it was a lot easier to put it in than it was to get it out. You just got to take your time and go in sequential order with the hoses. Patience. I think we're ready to put some oil in. Look who showed up.
Let's find out.
Look who showed up just in time.
What can I say? Was our anniversary.
I think we're ready to put some oil in it and try it.
So how did you, that whole assembly, could you just lift that up there and does it set
Yeah,
on a lip?
It wasn't bad.
It wasn't too bad?
It took me a couple tries.
Man, what's supposed to hold that?
Let me blow the top of that off first. I got sand everywhere. Get a
Maybe not a bad idea. You gonna pour that properly?
No. But I'm blocking the camera so nobody will know. Oh, geez.
Uh-oh.
You better get some rags. Where'd you guys eat last night?
We ate at the inn.
So where you
stayed? Small restaurant there they have only. It'd be nice if they had more options there. Where we stayed, we ate. But we had a late lunch in town at Petoskey, so we weren't that hungry. Actually had some French onion soup for a cold day. It was a rainy day. It was wonderful.
Huh. Well, they got it sloped so it runs off right down on top of your hydraulic valve body.
They should have it running on top of the exhaust manifold if they were smart, right?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Could kind of give it a light power wash back here. We get it going.
Yeah, we need to. I think it needs a heavy power washing. Much better.
Man, they changed the oil.
They did?
Yeah, October 1st.
Oh, wow. I wonder why they sent it to auction. Hopefully we don't find out more. I think he sees a shadow.
Really?
Come here. He's busy, he's focused. Come here. I heard you barking at the power washer earlier. Huh?
Everything.
I might have gotten video evidence of it.
You can hear it.
Just wait till I see, just wait till I show you a shadow, huh?
No, don't do that.
He's going deaf, but he's still fast. Thanks, Pig. I think this job would have sucked without you guys. It would have sucked more without Pig. I'm ready. What do you think?
Ready to fire it up? Let's find out. Let's see where else it leaks oil.
Yeah, well, I know it leaks on some cylinders, so. It gives you a timer.
For what?
The glow plugs.
Oh, it does?
Yeah. I can hear it. You see,
Sucking some air.
A little bit of air. It's flushing the system out.
Oh, wow.
What? Is it empty?
Oh, no, it's half. No, it's fine.
It's just giving us one code, M0909. So far okay, but we haven't done anything. Should we put more oil in it, you think, or no?
No, it looks fine.
Huh, I don't know.
Let's try it out.
Get up there. Just pick the blade up first. Yeah, that one.
What do you see?
No leaks yet.
Well, wait till I spin it around in a circle 100 times. Oh, or the tracks. That's what it is.
The tracks is what it really
It's the
would
tracks.
be.
You're right.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the blade and the tracks that would make it leak.
Yeah. It's spinning the joint, so. I mean, we might as well run it, don't you think? Put it up, I'll get the railroad ties out. That's good.
All right, check out these bogey wheels when I lift it up.
That's good.
Anything?
I don't know, it looks pretty dry.
Yeah, let me do this.
I might have done it right.
Oh, no, the other. Oh, wait.
I don't know. Maybe I got lucky.
Donnie, you might have got it right.
Where are we going?
I got to get out of here somehow. I don't want to rip everything up. What's happening? Anything?
I don't think so. Let me look. It's dry. Let's go dig a hole. I'm ready.
All right. Come on, the viewers want some action. Let me try the blade. Why don't you move those tires, will you?
Oh, jeez. I think this one's filled with
I got to figure out how to
water.
work this. Is there a high-low?
I don't think so, no.
I'll put your new seal kit, I'll put that under stress. Oh, not bad. I didn't take enough. Let me take more. That's not bad. Let me do it again. Let me give it some throttle. Wow, that's not bad. Is there any oil flying out?
I gotta be careful. If I get too close, you might run me over.
Now we gotta go dig a hole.
All right, Dad went to get some fuel. But overall, it looks pretty good. I can't complain. My advice to you guys, keep your mini excavators clean. If you gotta do this job, you can do it. You just gotta get those crowfoot wrenches. Power wash it real good before you start, and then have some patience. Try and look at machines before you buy them at auction, but there's a lot of straight shooters out there. I don't know. To me, my time's so limited, I'm like, you know what? Just do it. But yeah. I mean, it could spring a leak at any moment, but I think it's all right. So we're gonna go, he bought this thing to use it, so we're gonna go use it. I don't know what we're gonna do. Maybe dig out a stump or something, we'll see. Let's try it out. Well, we thought it was low on fuel because the gauge is reading what, like 1/8 of a tank?
1/8 of a tank.
So I put literally a gallon in it and it overflowed. So something else to fix. All right, what are we gonna do? You're gonna go dig a hole.
Dig a hole or dig out a stump?
Or something. What one is it? M0909. I'll Google it for you.
All right.
It just means it's low on fuel, so the fuel sender must not be working or something, I guess. Because I don't think it's low on fuel. What'd you say?
I said, check that out. A beaver was chewing on that.
You know, I think I could get this one out with a shovel.
We actually, oh, baloney. We actually had beavers here a couple years ago. He was doing a real good job. He was taking out all these popples. He never asked for any time off. He's working Sundays 24/7. Oh, I'm a little rusty. Oh, wow. This thing's a little too quick for me. Oh. Whoa.
Yeah?
I gotta put that blade down a little more. Viewers can tell I don't do this for a living.
That wasn't bad.
Wow, this thing's fast though. Man, I gotta get myself level. Wow.
Well, now what?
Nothing left?
No, that's it. You know,
let's go find something else.
you're gonna be working too effective now. That would have taken you a couple hours with the Ford.
Well, hey, this story, the first chapter, it didn't start out looking too good, but I have to admit you redeemed yourself. Last couple chapters have gone pretty well.
I was sweating. I told earlier in the video, I said, that's the first time my dad hasn't yelled at me.
Oh, yeah, right.
But sounded disappointed in me in a few years.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, this thing is cool. And man, now I get why they're kind of as expensive as they are, because you can get a lot of stuff done. Took me like 3 minutes to pull that bush out. So what's next for this? Obviously, so I was laughing as I was editing the video. This is a TAG, T-A-G, quick coupler and bucket. and you can tell they just welded it together. So I don't know if we'll just try and fix this, get a new tag, quick coupler and bucket, or go to the Bobcat exchange. If you guys have any thoughts, I mean, I was looking, I feel like between a thumb and a couple nice buckets and a quick change, we could have $5 grand, and an $18,000 machine can be a $23,000 machine real quick. So let me know if you guys have any good ideas about that. So we gotta do that. I think this cylinder's okay. It probably could be chromed. I don't like that baler wire. That cylinder looks okay. This one, I mean, I don't know, maybe we'll run it, but I really probably would like to do this one. And someone hacked that up, so got to figure that out. Boy, what else? I want to do a general service on it. Dad really wants to get a seat. I'm bummed that I couldn't get him a nice seat for the video, but that Bobcat one's too expensive. Other than that, Lisa and I finally bought some property, so we're going to have to do perk test on that. So I think maybe what we'll do, I'm sure he's going to use it a couple hours a week around here just because he's always doing irrigation work. He's trying to clean out a pond with the old 4 backhoe the other day, stuff like that. But I'll probably try and bring it into our garage, service it, and then we'll do some perk tests. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope it was enjoyable. I think he's happy, you know. And the other thing is, you guys can let me know down below. You know, dads are different, and I'm sure I'll be that way someday, but he never, ever, ever would have bought himself one, even though he's wanted one, he's rented one for years. So I think it had to be this way. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.